Okay. All right, I call this meeting of Hamtramck City Council to order. Today is Tuesday, June 28, 2022, and it's 7:04 p.m. Would the clerk call the rules, please?
Yes, sir. Councilman Rafai.
Present.
Councilwoman Jakowski.
Here.
Councilman Chowdhury.
Present.
Councilman Al-Barmaki.
Present.
Councilman Al-Samiri.
I'm present.
Councilman Hassan is not present. And Mr. Mayor?
Present.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a quorum.
All right, let's do the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Alrighty. Community announcements. I would start with one. I would like to announce that tomorrow we will have a emergency city council meeting. Tomorrow, Wednesday, at 5:30 p.m. and we will be discussing a resolution to consider appointing temporary acting city manager tomorrow. So I wanted to announce this for the public to give them the opportunity to voice their concerns and to come. So again, it would be tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. We'll see you there. Any other community announcement? All right. And we have no proclamation, recognition, or presentations for today. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
All right, no additions or deletions. We move to the public input.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Greg Kirchner of Coniff, welcome. 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you. I'll be brief today. I want to start with something funny. The other day at the local gym, a Hamtramck resident walked in and asked the instructor, "Can you teach me how to do the splits?" And the instructor asked him, "How flexible are you?" And the guy said, "I'm busy on Tuesdays, I got council meetings."
Was it Mr. Mayor?
So anyway, just a brief notice today. We have finished all the programming for the Channel 19, and the encoders are ready. And Thursday, they're going to connect them to the mainframe, and we'll start beta testing. So anyone who has Channel 19 can probably tune in maybe either Thursday or Friday, and can already see something happening on Channel 19. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Meyer? Trowbridge?
I'll give you my card last.
Excuse me, sir, I'll put you in the back.
Thank you.
No problem. Lynn Blasey, favor? 3 minutes?
Hi, Mayor, Council, and Kathy. I first would like to, on behalf of the Hamtramck Arts and Culture Commission, thank everybody that came out to the Juneteenth picnic and also the Our City series. Both of those were great events, and we're appreciative of everyone that was there. We do have our next Our City series that will be at the big Block Club party at the end of July. More information will be coming once all of that is settled. And I just have a comment about Resolution 2022-73, more questions. I'm curious why this would be a month-to-month and not a longer agreement. It seems, just curious if there's a specific reason. And then also, just a question of clarification. Is the original deposit from 2015, is that still carried on as a security deposit, or are we paying a new security deposit related to that? And lastly, this Saturday is the first Saturday of the month, and I host a very informal tea party gathering at Zussman Park right across from City Hall, and all of you are invited, so I'll hand out invitations. to that. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Hey, thank you. I got the email. I got your email. Oh.
There's more out there too, probably. Asad Al-Dawai,
That's you.
is that what it is? Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm sorry. Okay.
That's right.
Holbrook, 3 minutes.
Hello everyone, my name is Osaid El-Duais. I'm going to be representing Holbrook Market from 3201 Holbrook in Hamtramck. We are pleased and appreciate doing business in Hamtramck. I'm here today to complain on our alleyway. It is in very bad and rough shape. You know, we use it for access mainly, and coming in and out is very hard for us. I have been in contact with Council Member Khalil Al-Rifai, and I sent in an email about you know, the rough shape of the alleyway. I've seen like minor repairs that are done, and they might not even stay like a week, and then the road goes back to the way it was. Talking about the alleyway that's in the rear of the building in Holbrook. You know, Holbrook is a main and major street in Hamtramck, and I feel it's being held lightly. You know, we use the alleyway 24 hours a day and night, and we use our forklift, and in the past years, especially in the winter times, we always get stuck in because of the rough conditions of the alleyway and pavement. I just really request and take it that it really needs to be reconstructed instead of being patched. I feel it would be very easy for us for access using our, you know, having our products in and out of the building for, you know, people who bring in orders. They might just use the street for access instead of using our parking lot, which I don't mind, but you know, the alleyway really needs to be reconstructed instead of just being patched. And that's really what I have to say for today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Meyer? Trowbridge, 3 minutes.
Hi, Bill Meyer, 100 Hamtramck, Trowbridge Avenue. If I had more than 3 minutes, I'd have more time to praise Kathy Anger, but I'm only going to say a few words about her. That
You can ask for the extra minute.
okay, 4 minutes. I'll say a few more.
Only if you're praising Kathy on
Okay,
that.
yes, I mean, she has done so much for this city, and it was a shock that she wanted to leave, and appreciate all the work that you've done, of course, everybody does. But especially when you worked with me, I appreciate the way you were always available, always available. Never went out and gave me your personal number to be in touch with. This is the way a city manager should be, personal, with everybody in the city, treated equally. And that's why I'm talking to you about this terrible situation we're in, trying to find a replacement. This is probably the most important decision you'll be making, to find a city manager that's going to work with everybody in the city, and that's critical. We've had like how many city managers so far? 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that, since we started a few years ago. We've got to be careful. We can't let our own personal feelings, our own prejudice, and our own personal experiences with any candidate influence your decision on who to vote for the best of the people of the city. I've gone around the city, I've talked to many people, I've talked to some of you also. I've got some concerns. One is that you think you need a white person to take her place. I mean, that's absurd. So look at the mess our country's in, and those white people that got us here. I mean, that doesn't mean white people are going to do good. If some do good, some don't. Fortunately, Kathy did. But don't go by color, that doesn't matter. Go by the reference of the people in the city. This city is the only Muslim majority city in the Western Hemisphere. You know how many millions of people that is? That represents? That's how unique this city is. Keep that in mind. Don't just go with your own personal prejudices, like your history with some candidate, you know, you didn't like this person because he did this or that, whatever. You've got to go with the people's voices out here. And the people I've talked to, one candidate that they've talked a lot about is Kamal Rahman, who has been in the area for a long time. I think he should be considered for candidate. I hope you do a search. You do a search through maybe Michigan Municipal League, and search for some Candidates. Pick the best one with the best credentials, the best resume. Maybe Kamal has it, maybe He doesn't, if he doesn't, then he don't get it. But Kamal knows us, he's worked with us for a long time. In the interim, this is a great idea to have Max as the interim, because Max also is very good with the people in the city, with everybody. He'll help our city work together. That's important. We got financial problems to face, for sure. But he's doing his job so well, it would be a shame to pull him from his job very long. So I hope he's interim for a short while, and then you find a good replacement, and think seriously. Listen to the people in the city, please. Don't go with your own prejudices about who you think your friend should be the city manager or whatever. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Moyer. Saad, you didn't cross out which section of public comment you want to speak to. Do you want to speak now or later?
No.
All right, come on up. Saad Al-Masmari, Faber Street, 3 minutes.
Hello, everyone. Saad Al-Masmari, 2261 Faber, former council member. Happy to be here seeing you again after a long journey. I worked in TMN, started my own business, and busy with it. Here standing in front of you to tell you how important is a city manager to the city of Hamtramck. I was one of the council members who approved Kathy Anger to be our city manager. And I think some of you know how important is that position. It took us about 3 months and a half to find the right person to put her in a city manager position. I think it's very important. That position needs to be held by someone who understands a city or a community that is from different backgrounds, different religions, who respects everyone here, all the residents, and who works for the city. This is how democracy works. I was in your seat one day, now I'm here as a resident. She's here now as city manager. 2 weeks from now, she will not be. The most important thing that we should focus on is try as quick as possible to find the replacement, have them sit with Kathy, she can tell them some stuff, do the instructions for her or him, and keep the city moving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Abdul Gadadna, Beveline, 3 minutes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today, I just would like to thank you guys for I would like to thank the mayor, the city council members, the city manager, as well as the city attorney. I would like to thank you all for the job that you have done and the wisdom that you have showed, the decision that you have made in regard to the parking meter. Thank you for those hours of easement and the enforcement hours. And we still would like, or we would like to see more easement for the first enforcement and the enforcement hours, as well as also we need to get Saturday as a free parking as well. And I would like to thank everyone else who stand here at this podium and spoke up about the parking meter, especially Mr. Belmeyer here, and everyone else who was from the residents. Also, I would like to thank the police, the chief of police, and our Hamtramck police officers for keeping Hamtramck safe and secure. Thank you guys all. Thank you very much. And we would like to see more improvement for Hamtramck, and we like to see you in Hamtramck. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I have one emailed public comment from Rabiha Halilovic. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. We are writing on behalf of Azra Fahrik on Klinger, and also myself, living also on Klinger. I would like to express that I am in agreement that it should not be allowed to dispose food in the alleyway. I also would like to express on behalf of the both of us that we are extremely concerned about the continuous speeding down residential streets, and would like to raise awareness on the installation of speed bumps in residential streets, at least one per street. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, that is all for public comment.
Thank you. We'll move now to the consent agenda, and this is approval in a single motion without discussion. Item A, approval of minutes from the June 14, 2022 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice register date ending June 28, 2022. C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending June 28, 2022. D, Resolution 2022-71, approving appointment to Art and Culture Commission.
I motion.
Second.
Call the rules, please.
Yeah, maybe,
All in favor?
second.
Yeah.
Aye.
All right,
And-
no
Aye.
objection?
Yeah.
No.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. We'll move to the new business items and Resolution A. Resolution 2022-72, approving fourth quarter budget adjustments.
I motion.
Second.
Mr.
Do you wanna
Mayor,
take- Yes, go
you
ahead.
have the fourth quarter budget adjustments in front of you. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And as you see, at the end of the year, it's our goal to do a very conservative finish to the year, because when you get audited, you want to make sure you're as close to reality as possible. So we will be heavy on expenses on that part of conservative and lower on our revenue portion. So we do anticipate a little more revenue than this, but we have to be very, very careful that we don't overthink our revenue. And then the expenditures, we round up either to 1,000 or 100, depending on the number, to put it to the next highest, and so that we can get as close as possible at the end of the year. Any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them.
Is there any discussion about this?
No, sir.
No.
All right, let's call the rules.
Councilman Nelson Miri,
Yes.
Councilman Alvarmaki,
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2272 has passed.
All right, thank you. We'll move to the next resolution, 2022-73, approving lease agreement with Detroit Missionary Center.
I motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor,
Discussion?
Bill Diamond, our Director of Public Services, is here to comment on that, but I want to make a comment to the speaker who spoke during public comment, if I might. We did month to month simply because that gives you the opportunity at any time to break that lease. If you have a better location in Hamtramck versus this is in Detroit, we could swiftly move to a new place, which would be the goal of the city, to have their operations all within the city limits. So with that, I'll turn that over to Mr. Diamond.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Like City Manager was saying, we currently have been on a month-to-month basis. We just did not have that in writing since the last contract expired. So either party can get out of the contract with a 60-day written notice. We've been in there, it's been great, keeping our stuff, but the talk has been to possibly and hoping to move it into Hamtramck, so we're located in Hamtramck. I know that the city manager has been speaking with me about possible locations moving forward, so. The other question that was asked, that our lease, our deposit is, we don't have to pay that again. We've been renting with them, leasing with them since 2015. So we had an agreement from 2015 to 2018, and then 2018 to 2021. So currently the same. My recommendation is that we stay there right now because we don't have a place to go, and there's a lot of stuff in there, and it's working out just fine for the time being. So, if you have any other questions?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
So,
Councilman.
how many days do you have, if they wanna cancel the contract? How many days do you have to back up?
A 60-day, you have a 60 days to say that we're gonna cancel from either side, and that would just be a talk of how long we have to be out of there.
What if you can't find a place in Hamtramck?
As of right now, we are in no issue of having them cancel our contract. We pay our bills, we pay the utility, we have the insurance on it. I just updated them with our insurance. I don't foresee that being a problem at all. They like us there, we're paying our bills, like I said, and for us to move out of there for them, it'll be just as much headache for them as would be for us. Not saying that it can't happen, but I think that we're pretty safe, that won't.
I think.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Diamond, look, my company rents from there, and there's a third-party company that works over there that's getting bigger and bigger, so they're taking multiple lots of that property. So you don't think one day they will tell you, you know what, you got 10 days, because this company wants to take the entire lot. Because they have done with other semi-truck
Infrasource?
companies.
The
For-
Infrasource?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't have a fear of that. Like I said, Brian Horak, our foreman, has a good relationship with the manager that's on site. They help us when we have issues. They do all the calling if we have issues with our garage doors and everything. We take care of that lot very well, and, you know, we had a pad poured over there for parking that they agreed upon. If that happens, then we could be in trouble, yes, but there's no means. I mean, it wouldn't be a 10 days, it would be a 60-day notice. They would give us 60 days, saying that in 60 days we have to figure something out, so.
Is your department, as we speak today, are they looking for a building in the city of Hamtramck? Is there a building that will be able to, you know, restore or have our equipment in there? Are you guys been searching for? a
We have been
department?
searching, yes, we have. And I've been in touch with the mayor on that.
Because I'm just kind of worried because they've been kicking out people that have been parked
Yeah.
there, you know, like, we got a couple of trucks that's parked there and so, you know, happy that we were parked in the back, so they haven't really got into our side.
Right.
I'm just, you know, being the safe side where, you know, they don't surprise us and say, you know, we need our space.
And we actually work really well with Infrasource if they have something that we need or we have something they need. So there is a relationship there as well. So I have nothing that has any inclination that is an issue. I think something would have been said, or I believe my talks with them within the last, you know, week and a half, 2 weeks, something might have been said. And this was our proposal to go month to month because we don't know if there's gonna be something for us opening up. And like I said, we have been doing month to month since the contract ended in 2021. It's just a gentleman's agreement and we kept doing it and we've had no issues. So this was just to get it on writing so we make sure that we have something ready to go, so.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I just have a question on the budget impact. Maybe Kathy can answer that.
We budgeted for this.
This is-
We already are doing it.
Okay.
It's just the continuation of this contract.
This is how it's been?
Yes.
2380 a month?
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you. That was my question.
Any more discussion?
Sir?
All right, let's call the rules, please.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Yes.
Councilman Al Damaki,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2022-73 passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move to the reports. First one is the Chief Financial Officer report. Is she, or?
And unfortunately, Andy was unable to be here this evening, so you have the report there. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to review those with you now, or if you want to look that over, and if you have questions, you can speak directly to, you can set up something with the finance department.
Okay, thank you. All right, my report. We have been very busy over the past 2 weeks, so many events that we attended, and so many meetings. I'll just mention a few of them. June 19th and June 21st, we had the pleasure of receiving special guests from Yemen, some diplomats from the family of former president of Yemen, Al-Hamdi. We hosted them here in the City Hall, and we recognized them as special guests to our city. On June 20th, we had the opportunity to attend the historic Hamtramck Stadium opening, and I spoke in that event. It was fun. We enjoyed being there, and it's an important event to have the stadium fixed. It has a historic significance for the African American community. And we received some emails after that from some folks in the city to establish a team, baseball team for our city. So that's exciting, and we will have so many visitors to visit our city to enjoy baseball games. Tuesday 21st, we had some guests from Europe, GEM, Global Education Monitoring Fellows, from different countries, from Germany, Turkey, Croatia, Portugal, Netherlands, Denmark, and from the US. So we stayed with them, we educated them about our city, we answered questions for them, and we learned about their country and their countries and their and what they do. It was a fun event as well. I was with some of the elected officials there too. On June 23rd, I had the pleasure of visiting the Arab American Museum in Dearborn. I was invited for a special tour there. And right after that, we had the Hamtramck Community Initiative event. It was a very successful event, very diverse. So many people were recognized during that event. And on the 24th, I had a meeting here in the City Hall with the leadership of ACCESS, the Arab Community Center for Economic and Social Services. And we discussed with them how we can improve our cooperation to serve the citizens of Hamtramck. Since they have an office here in Hamtramck, I told them what are the priorities for us, social services that we need for our residents who are majority immigrants people. On the same day, I met with the chief of Wayne County Sheriff, Raphael Washington, and we discussed also how can we cooperate with them to provide us with some officers during major events in Hamtramck. On the 25th, I attended the literary event, poetry reading for people from different countries, famous poets from different countries. I think we read some poetry for great poets from Yemen, from Palestine, Poland, Ukraine, Bangladesh, and African American poets. It was a great event. And those are some of the major events I attended in the past 2 weeks. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our city manager for her long-term services for our city. It's unfortunate to lose you, but we will take this loss as an opportunity for a better change in our city. I know you are irreplaceable, but as long as we have the residents of Hamtramck here, we are not losing them, we will be able to fix any problems. And I hope that our city council, they are all cooperative and they put the interest of the city first, so no one would put any obstacles for any ideas to move the city forward and to make the transitional process as smooth and peaceful as possible. And like I said, we need people to serve this city, people who are committed and will devote their time to serve our city. I personally like to have people from within the community to help the community, to stay in the community, to work hard for the community. It is very sad and unfortunate to hear that we have another loss. Jim Allen is going to leave too. And that's, there's a lot of question marks, you know, for me personally. We've been losing employees after being here for a long time. And, you know, it's not a surprise. I told some city council, Jim Allen will be next. I don't want to say who, and today I received that news. He's leaving. So that's why I personally want people, I thank them for their service. They did great. And I personally never thought since I took the office to work to fire any of those people with the city council, because I worked well with them. We made a great team. But now it seems like there would be always better opportunities out there for people who have some experiences. So we need to prepare people from our community to take important roles in this city. And I wish that our city council will comprehend that idea and will make the right and sound decisions when choosing a city manager. That was my report. Thank you so much. And we will move to the Mayor Pro Tem, who is not here. And then now we move to the City Council reports. Yes, Councilwoman.
I just have a quick one. Most of you probably are familiar that I was appointed as the City of Hamtramck SEMCOG delegate, and they also SEMCOG appointed me to be on their legislative policy platform task force for this year. So I'll be working with SEMCOG, like the SEMCOG team, in order to develop SEMCOG's 2023 and 24 legislative policy platform. So if there are things that you can think of for Hamtramck specifically, but also for the greater region in terms of supporting things that we need in Hamtramck, but things that might be better at a county or regional level, please let me know if you have ideas on that, and I can see what I can take to the table in those conversations. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Councilman Rufai?
Just to recap on the owner of Holbrook Market, I did receive an email, and I forwarded to Kathy, and Kathy got to DPS. They did pay some of it, or maybe most of it. Maybe it's not that great work, so if you don't mind to talk to them, see what what needs to be done. It seemed like new stuff that we put in is just coming out easily. And then second, that people are really talking to me about when will the construction of Goodson will start, and also the alleys. People just want to know dates and times when those will start. We did say they will start in the summertime, but are they gonna start as soon as possible, or will take months? So Kathy, if you don't mind.
When I give my report.
All right, no problem. And that'd be awesome.
All right.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilman Chaudhry?
Good evening to you folks again. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to thank everyone on behalf of the HCI family for being there the other Thursday that we had the event. Thank you so much for sponsoring, and thank you so much for supporting. Also, I would like to thank Arts and Culture Commissions, Lean and Colleen Brook, hosting the multicultural native poem reading. Our mayor were there, and Councilwoman Amanda were there, and Mayor Reddy poem, very nice, and many of our multicultures in the city were there reading it. Thank you so much, and I'd like to say something about our city manager. Very diligent person, very dedicated person for the city. She's been here a long time and have an experience. It is unfortunate to lose her, unfortunate that she's leaving us, but I wish her the best. Anyone that would like to have a better futures and make a better decisions for their own life, that's the right choice to do, right thing to do. I think she worked with everyone. I got on the council in the 2020. Even before that, she was very cooperative. As Mr. Bill Meyer said, that she will give you the personal numbers, and I texted her at 2 in the morning, and it was kind of like I work late night when I don't have time during the daytime, so I work in my office day late, and she replied in the morning, but I was surprised to get a reply back in 5 in the morning. She wake up that early to manage her job. So I appreciate it so much, Kathy Anger. I hope you I hope to have your futures successful ahead, and hope you keep in touch with us. This is your Hamtramck family. Thank you so much. That's all from me.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilman.
I just want to thank everyone who showed up today to this meetings. And I want to say something about Kathy. You text her at night.
Come to another meeting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I know, I was.
I promise I'll come one more time, maybe two.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just.
keep going.
Yeah, I text her at night, in the morning she always reply, and she always keep us updated about what's happening in the city. So I want to thank her for everything she did for the city, and what she will do in the future. I'm sure she won't forget us, and that's it. Thank you
Thank
guys.
you. No wonder why she's leaving. You texted her at night. You want Sean?
Yeah, that's right.
The bosses.
All right, now we come to the city manager report. Anyone else before?
You want to talk?
All right, thank you. So,
Tomorrow we talk.
Kathy, all right.
Okay, so, Mr. Mayor, you are correct that Mr. Allen turned turned in his letter of resignation today. It's effective August 31st. So he'll be with you a while, transitioning to your next city manager, working with your interim city manager. Although I will tell you that he'll be away from the office for the month of July. So, but he'll be available remotely. I also received another resignation today, and it's a key position. I want you to know that I've covered what's going to happen, but our payroll accounts payable person, Chris Ewald, who has served the city well, came up with a terrific opportunity, and he's moving away from where he lives now to go to that opportunity, to live in that city. So he's leaving on July 15th. We will continue to work with the Woodhill Group for our finances, and they're gonna cover us on payroll and accounts payable as well in the interim, and that job will be posted tomorrow. Today we received word from Congresswoman Lawrence that we were one of the 15 projects that she put forward that passed in the House in Washington DC, a $3.4 million lead service line project. The next steps for that are that the Senate will consider it, and then it will go to President Biden's desk upon their approval. So that takes a little bit of time, but $3.4 million additional dollars for lead service line replacement, for the safety of our city, for providing safe drinking water to our community is something to be proud of. I want to thank Hennessy Engineers and Yvette Collins, who is our grant writer, who were the primary workers on that grant, and it's an excellent opportunity for us to have more streets dug up for good things. Lastly, I know that some of you heard that at SEMCOG, the city received a grant for $40,000. We received some kind of an official notice today, but what it's for is it's cooperation with the Joe Louis Greenway. They co-wrote the grant with us. They're working on getting the matching dollars that are necessary, but it's for the alleyway project part of the Joe Louis Greenway that runs through Hamtramck for planning, et cetera. So that'll be, it's not for actual construction, but it'll be something good, to make that greenway a prominent part of the city. And, for those of you that have been involved in the greenway, you know that that's gonna be an economic boon to the city. It's bringing people to our city. They're gonna ride by on a bike, but they're gonna come back and they're gonna eat in your restaurants, they're gonna shop in your stores, they're gonna look around, they're gonna say, I would like to live there. And so that's a good thing overall for our city. Questions were asked about the Goodson Sewer project. That was something I reported on previously. Maybe you weren't there when I did it or stepped out for a moment. The bids came in almost double on that project. And so Hennessy has separated that package out, and we're gonna use grant dollars for lead service lines and rebid the actual street. So we're looking at fall construction for that project, as long as the bids come in. And I will tell you that my colleagues in other cities are telling me that they're facing the same things that we're facing here. When they put out bids for construction work, they're coming in extremely high. Ask your neighbors who are trying to get a plumber to their house how that's going. There's so much work, so much money out there that people are spending that, quite frankly, there aren't enough construction workers. I'll continue through next month working with our friends at Michigan Works. They're developing a program to train Hamtramck workers to do things like lead service lines, to do things like heavy equipment, to work on construction projects, because everyone's hiring for those jobs, and they can't get enough workers. The thing that we're seeing with City Hall employees is the thing that's happening throughout our country. People are very mobile now. People are working remotely. People are moving to other places, and jobs are plentiful, and wages are high in other places. And that's not the reason I'm leaving, but you are going to find that through your departments, that's going to happen here. So the thing that we're doing, I think, the best at is making sure that we have a farm team of people that can move into those slots. For instance, in our treasurer's department, we have a couple-year commitment at most out of the current treasurer, but he's mentoring the employees in that department to make sure they're ready to take on that role. So we're working hard on those things. Alley projects, same thing. Those are going out to bid still. We haven't bid those yet, but they're coming soon. And Mr. Diamond's department never stopped filling potholes. They did the entire city 2 times, in some areas 3 times, for the streets. Alleys are just beginning and ongoing, but we answer all complaints. That's the one thing that I want you to know. When we get a complaint, we're on that right away. And so if someone has something, please use the online system to report your problems. It's the best way. You get immediate response, and then when the project is, when the issue is addressed, whether it's, have an issue with anything that's city government, you get a response telling you when it's completed. If it can't be completed, because maybe it's not something that's in our jurisdiction, because sometimes people put things in that aren't our job to do. Maybe it's about healthcare or something. We'll direct them to someone else, and we'll respond to them, so they don't just hang out there. And that's all for tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Is there people keep asking us about the 9 alleys that we approved. When is the exact time they will start working on them? And the speed humps.
What's that? Speed humps are already out putting up signs and measuring and doing that.
Okay.
What date is the actual construction starting?
For speed humps?
Yes.
We don't have an actual date, but they had to be a week, to be in compliance, we'd have to have the signs up 1 week in advance, so they're ready to go.
Yeah, the signs.
And we put in the last of the signs, I believe was last Friday, so.
That's the notice for people.
And those are at the public school locations and the 2 charter schools that got on board with us.
All right.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Before I forget, if I may have another minute to read about the city manager qualifications and the charter, if,
Yeah, I know. It doesn't say there he has to be white, for sure.
Right, that
Yeah,
doesn't
so
say
read
that, right,
it,
that's
read
why I
it.
want to read it.
One thing before you read out of the charter, remember that we did a charter amendment
Yeah, there's an amendment.
recently, and that council can waive some of the requirements.
Yes.
By the vote of the people.
Right. Before that, Ms. Clark, can I have what was the lady that is complaining about the speed humps she wanted to have? You can give it to me later,
I can give that to you
the street names, I was trying to write it down. So, was it
It was on Klinger Street that she was talking about.
Thank you so much. All right, the city manager, section 9-18, the city manager appointment, qualification and compensation. The council and the mayor-elect shall by a majority vote of its total membership appoint a city manager solely on the basis of executive and administrative qualification. The council, the city manager solely on the basis of executive and administrative qualification. The city council and mayor-elect shall set the manager's compensation and conditions of employment in a written contract. The city manager shall serve as an at-will employee of the city. Upon a vacancy in the position of city manager, the job description shall be published in professional publications of city management and municipal associations. The manager need not to be resident of the city or state of Michigan at the time of appointment, but shall reside within a 30 miles radius of the city of Hamtramck, except as otherwise provided in MCL 15.602. In addition to the required qualification of the city manager provided elsewhere in this charter, any city manager hired during the first 5 years after the effective date of this charter shall have the following qualification: a minimum of 3 years experience as a city manager or assistant city manager in a city with population of at least 10,000, and that candidate shall be member of professional city or county manager association. The search for city manager shall begin in January shall begin immediately. An interim city manager who has qualification may be appointed by the city council and mayor-elect or mayor. I don't want to read the rest of it, but these are the requirements needed in order to.
Yeah, and then it says, I'm sorry, it says these qualification may be waived by 3/5 vote of the council and mayor upon considering the other qualification of any candidate for such position. So that was an amendment to this.
Amendment to this.
Yeah, you probably didn't know that. So, yeah, thank you so much. I would hope that if Kathy knows any other people who are leaving to let us know in advance so we can prepare, because we don't want to get other surprises in the near future. So that would be helpful if you let us know, if you know of anybody who is planning to leave.
You thought it and it happened, so you.
Yeah, I know, that's why it would help if, you know. So and I wish that the city council would take into consideration these crises not to happen again, so don't create any obstacles in the way to hire people who are committed to serve in this community. As long as the people of Hamtramck are still here paying taxes and living, we will prevail. We'll, you know, will not fail. So I don't want anybody to go out and just say, oh, we're gonna die. Okay?
I mean, my best analysis is that it's the person that's qualified, the best qualified person, you know, we should be hiring, and someone who has a local government or state government experience and has a connection with the states as well. You know, it's about the qualification, economic and development. You know, this is a small city; it has less revenue. So someone who has a better ideas and someone can.
Yeah, but sometimes a better qualification person and experience may not be willing to serve you or come to serve your city. So I appreciate that. We are done with the.
Sure.
We will move now to the public comment again.
No, excuse me, Mr. Mayor, we need to make some question with the Kathy.
Oh, maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and tomorrow's meeting. So public comments, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Lynn Blasey, Faber, 2 minutes on agenda items only, please.
Hi, Mayor and Council again. I would like to welcome Flavio, is that you? Welcome you to the Hamtramck Arts and Culture Commission, and also point out a discrepancy in procedure. When other people have been appointed on the consent agenda, they've been sworn in right away after that vote. So I'd encourage you guys to swear him in today, since he came here to the meeting. And we've also allowed people to speak a little bit during that process. And I know sometimes it's on the consent agenda, sometimes it's on the new business, so maybe that plays a role in it. And I just want to thank for the clarification about Resolution 2022-73. Thank you.
So we do that. So, okay, Mr. Mayor.
Speak in public comment.
You allow.
No, does he want to speak?
Yeah, you can come on up.
Come on up.
Don't be shy, we will invite you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I'm very excited to be on the commission. I've been in Hamtramck since November, very recent, but I've been in the area for a couple years. And I'm 23, and I graduated college a few years ago. I'm an immigrant from Colombia. I moved to the U.S. On a scholarship for college 6 years ago, and I've been here in the U.S. since. And I study anthropology, so I'm very passionate about understanding the cultures and religions and people. And I'm also an artist, so I think it'll be fitting for the commission. And I love Hamtramck. It's an amazing city. I don't know how to drive, and it's a perfect city to do that because I don't need to. But I've worked with Carolyn and some other people in the city on events for the late summer and fall already. So planning some advocacy with the Joe Louis Greenways Way as well. And yeah, I'm excited to get involved. Thank you for.
And I apologize for not doing your oath today. We were trying to get into doing that, and it's come up the last couple meetings that we do swear in new appointees. Usually I'm told if you're gonna be here, so it's my fault for not doing that, but you're more than welcome to come to the clerk's office and we'll get that situated for you. Usually you have a 10-day grace period to come in and do your oath, so I'm always in the office, so you'll find me there. Come in, I'll do your oath, and we'll welcome you that way, okay?
Awesome.
But welcome, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Meyer. 2 minutes. Agenda items, please.
Okay, I think someone should lock the door out front so nobody else leaves, the government. I mean, what is going on here? Everybody's leaving. I think it was a shock to hear Jim, another dedicated guy to our city, to leave. And do you do, Flavio, do you do payroll? All right, well, yes, it all comes down to finding the right person. And so glad that Max is the interim in the meantime, because he's the perfect right person to hold us on and keep us going for a while. But definitely, pick the best person by seeing several candidates, do a search, get several.
Mr. Meyer, I'm sorry, but agenda items only.
I know, but we talked about that.
I know, but you talked about that the first time around.
But that's what everybody's talking about.
Agenda items.
Well, why were they talking about it if it wasn't on the agenda? Okay.
They're council members.
That was under council member report.
Just remember that you screwed up before when you didn't go to the public about parking meters, and you also didn't listen to people about the speed bumps. You have to listen to the public. That's what's important.
Kamal Rahman? Well, actually, you had told me you wanted to say something about Kathy, but that's not on the agenda. So I can't let you say it after I just told Bill he can't. But the intention is there since I'm speaking out loud, so she knows where your heart's at. But you can't speak. Unless it's on the agenda item.
Okay, so it's not on the agenda.
Huh?
I can ask for an extra minute at the beginning, remember? You were gonna give me an extra minute.
No, you had to ask the mayor for the extra minute. I can't give it to you.
I give it to you.
And then one more council meeting.
Yeah, we got more to go.
Yeah, there's a meeting tomorrow.
Bill, you
Well,
can come tomorrow.
yeah.
I'll be here tomorrow. I just wanted to,
We got
you got it.
Thank you. Thanks, Kamal. Thank you, Kamal. Mr. Mayor, that's all for public comment.
Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, just to recap on Mr. Bill Myers, regarding the meters, it wasn't on our time. It was previously, to let you know that.
So don't make the same mistake they made.
Hopefully not.
All right, thank you, everyone. We'll move to adjourn now.
A motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All right, it's
Time?
7:56 p.m. Thank you.
Shortest council meeting ever.
Oh, Ed, you think?
Yeah.
Did you see the email about the